So it says a restaurant has 15 eggs. So that means that we have no more than 15 eggs for our problem. A scrambled order requires 2 eggs, and an omelet requires 3. Nope, back 2 more pages, Manny. Yep, at the top of that one. Alright, so may I use more than 15, or do I have to use less than 15? Perfect. So my equation is going to be 15 is greater than or equal to, or my equation is less than or equal to 15. But 15 needs to be the bigger of them. And then the number of eggs for scrambled is 2 and omelets is 3. So my equation is going to be 15 greater than or equal to 2s plus 3o, or the reverse of that, which is 2s plus 3o is less than or equal to 15. For all linear inequalities, you need to find the x and y intercept. For all linear inequalities, you need to find your x and y intercepts to graph them. Because it'll make graphing them so much easier, because they're going to end up being nice points on the end points. Okay? So to find the x-intercept, you make y equal to 0. To find the y-intercept, you make x equal to 0. On your graph, now label out the numbers. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, etc. It doesn't matter which one you make scrambled and which one you make omelets, but make sure on your graph you put an S or an O wherever you make them. So if you do what I did and you make scrambled across the bottom, then you got to put an S in that corner. If you put omelets on the bottom, then you need to put an O in the corner. Does that make sense? When you label a graph, that was probably one of the biggest errors I saw on our most recent quiz, that we did not label the axes. So when you are graphing, the number one thing you need to do is label the x and y axis with what they represent. So x in this case is scrambled, y is omelets. Plot your x and y intercepts and connect them with a line, and then determine your shading. Since I only have 15 eggs, my shading is below my line. And then it might say, can I make 7 scrambled eggs and 7 omelets? Can I make 7 scrambled eggs and 7 omelets? No, because it's outside my shaded region. Can I make 3 scrambled eggs and 2 omelets?
Yeah.
Okay, that is the point of linear inequalities. Number 2. 35 performers must be used in a finale. Some are in cars and some are in bikes. Let's let X represent cars and Y represent bikes. If I have to have at least 35 performers, do I need to have more than 35 or less than 35?
More than.
So the performers needs to be greater than or equal to 35. How many performers must be in a car?
7.
So 7x. How many in the bike? 5y. Once again, to graph this, you want to graph your x and y intercepts. So x represents cars. Y represents bikes. So if I have all cars and no bikes, all cars, no bikes, means Y is equal to 0. How many cars do I have?
Wait, 7 or 5? Are we
Five.
doing 7 or 5? Oh.
I have no bikes, which means
I
Y
thought-
is 0.
I thought we were doing the Y. Well, let's do it 0, 7.
Yeah. If I have all bikes and no cars, as Miss Lily said, it would be 7. We plug in 0 for X, and 35 divided by 5 is 7. Am I going to have more or less? So where's my shading gonna go? Excellent. Okay. Find the minimum number of bikes that is needed if 3 cars are available. So now, I have 3 cars. The minimum number of bikes, can you have a decimal of a bike?
2.
Big.
4.
1, 2, 3. It's a little bit lower than that. My graphing line is a little off. How could you find this algebraically?
Wait, wouldn't it be, how is it 3?
It's a solid line.
And look, if I have 3 cars, X is equal to 3, right? Because cars are 3. Cars are X. Plug 3 in here. So you have 35 less than or equal to 7 times 3 plus 5y. That's
21 minus
21
35, which is 14.
divided by 5.
That's like 2.8.
Exactly. So if I have 3, is 3 bigger than 2.8?
Or you can't have a fraction of it, so it has to be 2.
No, can't be less than 2.8. Y is greater than or equal to 2.8. So the minimum number of bikes is 3. Because 3 is greater than or equal to 2.8. Yeah. This is one at least. Y what? You have to have at least 35 performers. So if this represents my performers has to be bigger than 35. You see it? That's what I said. I was like, let me say it a different way. Alright. Your homework are the 2 word problems from the other day's homework. That's it. 2 word problems. Now, when I told you to graph, what points do we graph? The X and Y intercepts. Do not try to manipulate these equations because you will get decimals.
Wait, can I give this a large sign?